Back, everybody. So my next movie review for you is Blade 2. So Blade 2 was directed by Diego Del Toro. I think that's how you say its name. Again, we get to see the return of Wesley Snipes as Blade. We also get to see Chris Christopherson come back as Whistler. We also get introduced to new actors and characters in this movie. So in the form of Norman Reedus, Ron Perlman, Luke Gross, plus many others. So in this second installment, we get to see Blade take on this new mutated stream of monster who basically has a big taste for vampires, well, humans and vampires, which poses a bit of a problem for the vampires. They start to feel a little bit threatened, and hence the reason why they employ the help of the Daywalker to try and rid this mutated kind of monster from the earth. So this second installment, do I enjoy this? I do not enjoy this as much as I do the first one. It's not a bad movie in any way, shape, or form. I just don't enjoy it as much as the first one. Here's an interesting little fact for you, though. This is the first ever DVD that I bought ever. Blade 2 was the first DVD I ever bought with a DVD player on the same exactly the same day. So, I'm never getting rid of this DVD ever. Ever. Because it's the first one I ever bought. And I can't remember the year I bought it, but my god, I remember turning this on when I first got my DVD player, and I was just like, yeah, it's just cool. It's a cool movie. It is not as good as the first one in any way, shape, or form. I do like what the concept of what they were doing in this movie as well. They were doing something slightly different instead of just focusing on the vampires, or its main focus was the vampires. I did enjoy other things about this. I did enjoy the action sequences in this. I enjoyed the tone of what they were trying to do. Blade still hasn't lost his kind of um, ways as in from the first one. In any way, he's still that same kind of cocky. He knows he's going to kind of win. He's like, yep, I hate all vampires, and now I've got this new strain and I hate them as well. Yet I know there is a bit of a twist in this movie, and if you haven't seen this movie, you'll understand what the twist is. I also enjoy the fact that there are a team of vampires here that have to work with the Daywalker, and every single one of them basically wants to kill the Daywalker or Blade. And I like that kind of to and fro kind of attitude they have between each other, because obviously there is a lot of hate for Blade, but also they know that they need Blade as well to help them get rid of this kind of mutated strain. I like the storyline of this. It's not a complicated storyline in this movie. I do generally like it. The action sequences in this, I do like. I think I've already said that. Performances in this, I think I've already said that as well, but I'm going to do it again. Like Wesley Snipes. Character. We also get to see Chris Christopherson return in the second installment, and obviously there's that to and fro. It's like, is he a vampire? Has he become a vampire, or is there a thirst that has taken over him? Or I liked what they did with his character as well, because I generally thought that was it. Because normally when, say, like the mentor goes or gets killed off in the first movie, you never really get to see him return. But in this one, they made an effort to see him return, and they kind of use him as leverage, or it's leverage for Blade in certain respects and all that kind of stuff. And it's his Achilles heel as well. Blade's Achilles heel is Chris Christopherson. It's like his father figure. So I liked what they did with his character as well. So even villains in this one, you get to see this really, really old ancient vampire who's not particularly scary. And I look at him and go, yeah, okay, yeah, you're not, yeah, okay, you're a vampire, but you're not very scary. Ron Perlman, on the other hand, is a great, fantastic actor, and his role in there I actually really, really enjoyed. He plays this really, really uptight, cocky vampire who just got a real big kind of chip on his shoulder for Blade and just wants to take him out, and you get to see that come to a head at the end of this movie. And to be fair, his character is pretty much no match for Blade in this movie, but I liked what they were trying to do. It added a bit more tension, added a little bit more entertainment value to this movie. Now, going on to the Reapers, or as in the main character, is it Lomac? Whichever, who's played by Luke Gross. I generally liked this kind of storyline. This, like hybrid mutation kind of form of vampire who will kill humans and vampires at the same time, but presents a massive problem for the vampires, and you can see how much they are feared. I did generally like his character. He's not in this a huge amount, but when he's in here, I do generally like him as well. He is a match for Blade, to be fair, which, you know, he does give as good as what he gets, to be fair, in this movie, and I do generally like it. I mean, like I said, the storyline's not hard to follow. The action sequences are pretty good, to be fair. I'm not saying that they're the best in the world. The CGI towards the end fight scenes are a little bit off, I have to be honest with you. But, you know, for what they were trying to do, I kind of let them off. It is not as good as the first one if you haven't seen this movie. But I do recommend it. If I was to give this a rating, it would only be a 6 or 7. It's strictly because, one, you can't beat the first. Actually, I might give it an 8, to be fair. The only reason why I'm doing that is because you can't beat the first one. It hasn't got that kind of. It's a difficult one because I do generally enjoy it, but I don't enjoy it as the first one. I say this so many times. Is that you can never beat the first movie, and I'm not saying that this is a prime example of it. It's just it hasn't got that feel of the first movie, and it loses its fresh and rawness because, you know, kind of the only real additions you can do with Blade is give him some new gadgets and some new moves and some new lines. It's just you lose the freshness and rawness. If you get what I'm trying to say, it's not a bad movie. Okay, it's not. I personally don't think this is a bad movie. Anyway, I think it's an enjoyable watch. It's also the first DVD I ever bought, so it's gonna hold a little bit of love in my heart, and that is a reason why I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Like I said, it's just not quite as good as the first one, but it's still enjoyable. I like what they were doing. The storyline isn't hard to follow. There is a bit of a twist in there as well, but it's a kind of a predictable twist as well. But, you know, in all due fairness, it's still an enjoyable watch for me. So, on that note, please tell me what you think. Put it in the comments down below as normal. Hope you all have a great rest of the day, whatever you're doing. Please take care and goodbye.